Hi, this is David with entry number 500. Oh, I've forgotten yet again. Forgotten yet again. 586, 88, 58, 59. 559. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I can keep remembering these things unless I actually like record like every day. I'm on a street that I've been recording on like almost every time now, and it's actually really busy for some reason. I left the house a little later than normally. Today's Saturday, by the way, and yeah, it's weird weather. It's really weird. I think right now, currently in Tokyo or in Japan, they're experiencing like severe typhoons, a series of severe typhoons, and it's like it's not raining here, but it's messing up the air pressure here in Korea. So right now it's dark, like you can't see because of the exposure, but it's like dark, overcast, and humid, and it's like not good. Not good. So that's weird. The weather this summer actually hasn't been that bad on the whole. It's been actually relatively temperate for summer, but I feel like we still got about a month and a half left to go, and don't want to be counting my chickens before they hatch, kind of thing. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about something interesting. I just finished listening to about a 90-minute podcast about linguistics. And if you don't know, linguistics are the study of kind of language, or spoken language, I suppose. And what was really fascinating is, I'll just talk about one particular part of it, was the idea that, or the concept of honorifics within the English language. If you're not familiar with honorifics, they are a way to show status between speakers. So generally, you have languages. I think the example in the podcast was an example of Japanese, where you have very specific ways of speaking to someone who has more status than you. And there's like a very particular set of like extra words known as honorifics you use to kind of denote this. And it's widely, and kind of a misconception that the podcast talked about was the idea that the English language does not have these honorifics. And he kind of dispelled that in his talk, saying that it does actually, but they're just not as what would it be? What's the word? Demonstrative as Japanese or Korean, for that matter, and that is the use of I, the pronoun. And you would say like, well, how does that even work? Like, I don't believe that. And it was really, what was really kind of crazy about his talk was that the example he used was in written form is the most easy way to see this example. And what you'll have is when you have someone of lower status speaking to someone of a higher status, they will use I a lot more, with more frequency, like significantly more frequency. And the person of higher status talking to someone of lower status will not use I as much. And so his examples were really cool, because all he basically said was like, when one of his students writes to him, he's a professor, by the way, of this subject, they'll say like, oh, Professor so-and-so, I really like your class. I was wondering if you had time to meet me. I had a couple questions about the lecture. Like I would really appreciate if you could set some time apart from me. And then his response would be something like, thank you for writing me. And it was just weird. I don't know. I'm not doing it justice in my example, but it was a really kind of eye-opening thing to kind of see that in practice, this kind of English honorifics thing actually does in fact occur. Because I think what I've noticed, now I was trying to go a little global here, is that I've noticed that, sorry about that, there's a big bus there. What I've noticed is there's like a lot of things that are like super obvious that we do, but because of for various reasons, we block them out of our awareness, of our perception. And there's a lot of things that are just like, this is like really obvious, or like really poignant, but for some reason or another we fail to realize or see them. And I don't know, it's a really weird thing. Like this podcast was really freaky because it just shows you how tuned out we are to ourselves, to being human, to our speaking, to whatever, It was just cool. So maybe I'll talk about it again another time, but for now I think I'll close out here. But thanks for watching, and I'll talk with you in a couple days. Bye.